welcome back to our channel Beyond the Briefcase. So today we will be discussing three main offences under the BNS, that is Bharatiya Nagrik Sanhita. So first one is force, second one is criminal force, and the third one is assault. So basically the offence of force was firstly defined under section 349 of IPC. But now, as the IPC has been repealed, it has been stated under section 128 of BNS. So, what do you understand by force? What it means? You must have read in physics that force is equal to ma, that is mass into acceleration. But under BNS, it does not mean the same. Basically, under section 128, force is defined as anything which causes motion, change of motion, or cessation of motion. So, in simple terms, anything which causes motion or change of motion or cessation of motion can be termed as force, and it should be done by three means mainly. First one is by bodily power, that is, the person physically uses his bodily power to cause any motion or change of motion or cessation of motion. The second one is by disposing any substance. By disposing any substance, he causes any substance, he causes the motion, change of motion, or cessation of motion. And third one is by inducing any animal. By inducing any animal, he causes motion, change of motion, or the cessation of motion. So it is very interesting that inducement to any animal is also included in this section. So what does these terms means? In simple terms, motion means anything which causes the other person to move from his position. That is, if a person pushes other person, then it will be termed as motion. Second is change of motion. It is similar to the first one, that is motion. First, that the first position, that is, if the person was in a static position, then changing it to a moving position can be termed as change in the motion. Third one is cessation of motion. It basically means that the motion has been ended by the force used. For an example, if a person obstructs a moving vehicle, then it will be termed as a force. So now we will move to the second offense, that is criminal force. So previously we learned about force. Now we will understand how this force and this force is different from each other. So basically in simple terms, so firstly we will understand where it is stated. So criminal force was previously stated in the section 350 of IPC, but now it has been stated under section 129 of BNS. So what it includes? Firstly, intentional use of force to any person, that is, intentional use of force to any person. This is the first element to constitute the offense of criminal force. Second one is That is, this intentional use of force must be used without the consent of other person. Without the consent of other person. So you must be wondering what does consent constitute. So basically, consent has been defined under Section 28 of BNS. Basically, Section 28 not defines what is consent. It does not define what is consent, but it defines what may not constitute consent. So any consent given under fear or misconception of the fact may not constitute a consent under the provision of Section 28. And the third element is that force must be used. Force must be used to commit an offense. Or with the intention, with the intention to commit an injury. So what does injury means? Injury has been defined under Section 2, Clause 14 of BNS. So it basically states that any any illegal harm, illegal simply means that is anything forbidden by the law. Forbidden by law. So any illegal harm caused to body, mind, reputation, or property of any person, then it will constitute injury. So it does not only includes injury, it includes also fear or annoyance to the person. So in simple terms, criminal force must be used to commit an offense, or it can be an intention to commit injury, fear, or annoyance to another person. So you must be wondering what is the difference between a simple force and criminal force. So the main difference between a force and a criminal force is the intention of the person using the force. That is the mens rea. So the criminal force must be used to commit an offense or to cause with the intention causing injury, fear, or annoyance to the other person. But the use of force can be simple in terms, that is, it should be to change the motion of person or cessation of motion. And in simple force, there is no wrongful intent. As was in the case of criminal force. It is important to note down that Section 128 defines force, but force is not an offense in itself. Not an offense. And Section 129 defines criminal force, and it is an offense. So, in simple term, force is only considered as an offense when it is done with a wrongful intention and it should fulfill all the criteria as mentioned as under Section 129. So in this video, we have covered force, what is force and what is criminal force. Now in the further video, we will discuss what is assault, which is a very important concept under BNS, and we will also understand what is the difference between assault and criminal force. So I hope you have liked this video. Thank you for watching them.